It's been a while since I looked at a keyboard with enough RGB to fill my soul with goodness and light, and Angry Miao is kind of promising to do that today with their AM Neon 80, because it's a synthwave reminiscent keyboard that is supposed to be filled with holes. That's right, holes. They've drilled over 3,000 holes into this thing, and I'm really excited about it because about 3 years ago to the very day, I opened the Cyberboard R3. And I love it. I don't care what you guys say. I love that keyboard. And so we're gonna look at this one today. Just out of the box, we've got our keyboard here. I'll unveil it in a moment. And then we've got some leaf springs because in true AM fashion, they've kind of moved to using leaf springs as their main mounting system. And while I'm not crazy about it because I don't tinker too much once I've got my keyboard finished, this lets you do that. It's got apparently 12 total different stages that you could set it to. Cable. I don't normally comment on how smooth and soft the cable feels. People are complaining because it's an expensive keyboard. We'll talk about price later. And at the price point, you don't get the nice coiled cable. That's a fair complaint. I'll be honest though, it's just really soft and smooth and feels good to touch. It's not super long. This is probably like a 3-foot cable, so that's a little disappointing. I would have liked to see a longer one, but it's USB-C to C. One really nice thing though is it is labeled as a 100-watt cable. Love to see it because people often don't label their USB-C cables, and then you get the cable and you plug it in and it's not charging right because it's not. Sorry. And something else I just found out, it's magnetic. And in true Angry Miao fashion, this whole thing comes in this beautiful case that is a little overbuilt, but you know what? The keyboard's very expensive, so I get why they put it in such a nice case. What's really cool is that on the bottom of the briefcase-esque box, we've got a bunch of specs and stats for our keyboard. It's mostly our model number, voltage, stuff like that. It's wired only for reasons we'll get to in a moment, but this thing can allegedly draw up to 12 watts because of all the LEDs that are installed. And then we've also got in this little bag here, it looks like it's just a spare piece of foam for one of the many foam layers that I am sure are inside this keyboard today that we're gonna check out. I'm gonna keep this handy in case I need it, because you never know. The unveiling. Holy it's heavy. Oh my gosh, it's been a while since I've had one of these thick boys on the desk. This is absolutely stunning. It is just a giant, thick sheet of aluminum. And oh my gosh, I love it. On the bottom, we've got what looks to be, oh my God, it's 3 peels. 2, 3. We've got the classic Angry Miao cat paw logo. There's a ton of holes in this bad boy. So if you got trypophobia, I would just turn away right now because you're gonna get eked out. But I love it. And apparently there's a bunch of RGB. They've got over 300 LEDs below the surface here to light up this whole keyboard on the top, on the front, on the sides, and on the switches, hence the clear keycaps. They're calling it 4-dimensional because there's 4 dimensions of lighting. I don't know about that, but you know what? Sure, it's great. I really like the type feel. These are Icy Silver Pro V2 switches. They look and sound pretty good. That is creamy. Not much rattle, if any, in the spacebar. Oh, same with the shift, enter, it's all good. Don't get me wrong, you might be paying a lot of money, but the quality is there. Is it worth that much? I don't know, that's for you to judge, but I will say it feels solid. You're not gonna get this thing and then feel completely ripped off. It's so hard to lift up, partly because you can't really get your fingers underneath it because the rubber feet are very thin. And then on the back here, we've got this indentation. It looks like they're wireless charging stuff, but there's no battery in here. So I don't know if the plan was to fit a couple of 5,000 milliamp hour batteries and then they just said, nope, it doesn't have enough juice because apparently it doesn't. It's just too much light, too much RGB. It's 14.56 inches long in a TKL style with this big extra width to it from the top strip for LEDs. I mean, I keep wanting to say that it's a big LED strip. It's not. There is a matrix in here, so you can adjust it however you want, kind of like the Cyberboard. But instead of, you know, putting individual LEDs and then like a screen, they're like, nah, just put holes. Just put holes in it. Easy peasy. 3,000 of them. It's actually really difficult to machine them out, but they've done it. Those mad lads. USB-C in the middle. Some of you care about the left side or the right side. I'm a middle kind of guy personally, so this actually suits me pretty well. Comes in 3 different colors: cyber gray, space silver, and cloud white. Looks like we've got our cyber silver. It's so shiny. Do you think it's Apple? Okay, yeah, it does look like the finish on your MacBook. Bring your MacBook over here. This one's darker. It's better. I like mine more. And one of the best parts is, if you don't like these switches for whatever reason, I actually really like them so far. I do believe this is hot swap, even though I didn't see it mentioned like anywhere. I found one review. Yep, no problem. Easy peasy. Oh, these are so pretty. Just crystal clear. It does also come in a little bit cheaper DIY version that you'll have to put together yourself. So if you want to buy that one, go ahead. I want to plug this thing in though. I gotta see the RGB. It's so shiny. Like, I can't wait to see the just explosion of color. Apparently, you need a motherboard with a USB 3 port and I guess USB-C. Like it's giving you a C to C cable instead of the typical C to A cable. And I mean, it's delivering 100 watts because this thing is gonna eat through that power. And they actually have a little bit of warning on about how you need a good enough power supply for it. 12 watts, it's fine. You're not gonna, you could probably run this on whatever, but you are going to need a motherboard with USB 3. But before I turn it on, let's take a minute to talk about our sponsor.
Corsair! Their 3500X mid-tower PC case is a great choice for just about any build. With support for mini ITX all the way up to EATX motherboards, a wraparound tempered glass aesthetic, and room for up to 10 120mm fans, your PC will stay cool both inside and out. Plus, its removable glass panels make building and upgrading a breeze. It even supports reverse connections for a clean, cable-free look. So check out the Corsair 3500X at the link in the video description.
All right, now we've got everything set up. Let's plug it in. Plug it in. You can customize it, of course. So we put ShortCircuit on there. And oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And then let me see what else we can do. F10 turns it on or off. That's pretty cool. F9 turns my RGB on or off for my keys. That's why you got those sweet, sweet clear keycaps. Oh, and then you've got a bunch of modes. So you can just change like full colors, all the modes. Oh, oh, oh. Let's hit the lights. Let's hit the lights. Wow. Ooh. I don't want to pay for it, but I want this thing. Oh, and I haven't even looked at the side yet. Oh my God, or the front. Wow. Man, I love this thing. But how does it type? I say it feels good, but oh wow, they got their AM Neon 80 software just ready to go here. It supports QMK Vile and their own software. Layer 1, Layer 2, Layer 3, Layer 4, that's pretty cool. Seems easy enough to do. Ooh, lighting effects library. Oh, that's cool. You got a bunch of presets that you can change it to. And yeah, like kind of like the Cyberboard, you can change this matrix to whatever you want. So you can make your own custom patterns. And you saw the ShortCircuit logo and the LTT logo. You can do whatever you want. And if this isn't enough for you, you can download other JSON files that other people have uploaded for their own lighting effects. So you can share if you want, so you make something really cool, you want to give it to your friend or just the community. You can do that. I'm not going to do that. The angle is a little less steep and I kind of like it. It's much flatter and it's a bit more pleasant to type on. Some people like a really high angle. I'm like okay with it. I don't hate it, but this is preferable to me. Let's go. Sounds so good. 112.98. You know what? Oh, it feels and sounds just so good. That space bar is just that nice little extra kind of deep sound to it as you just jump through the words. Man. Can I just take this back with me? I have 3 other keyboards on my desk. I will swap all of them for this guy. And the cool thing is as well is it's really easy to take apart. Came with these little hex wrenches for you. So if you do want to tinker, you can just go ahead and pop those out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws. That's not too bad. My real complaint is only the cable. I know it's 100 watts. And the more bandwidth or power you try to push through cables, the shorter they've got to be before they start losing signal strength. And I get it. I just really wish that it was a bit longer because it's really short, honestly. Otherwise, I think the only thing to complain about is the price. If you want the base kit, because you already have a bunch of other stuff, you've got switches, keycaps, stabilizers, whatever, $516 US. That's a lot. If you want more, if you want it to come fully decked out, kind of like we got right here, you're looking at $656. It's a hard pill to swallow. I personally, I can't say I would buy it. It's so tough. Like, I want to, but I can't. And it's so disappointing because it's incredibly beautiful. But what do you think? You think it's worth it? You think it's not? Let us know in the comments below. And shout at me and tell me why I don't need the AM Neon 80, this synthwave awesome keyboard that I so desperately want to steal. Thanks for watching Short Circuit. This is a big keyboard. Goodbye.